and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. I live in Tasmania with my husband and two beautiful boys. On my channel I love to make videos about sustainability. I like to talk about ethics, morals, philosophy, society. I really like to give little farm updates, living off the land updates, all that kind of good stuff. Today I thought I'd do a pretty simple video, my 5 easy swaps for reducing your waste. So these are really simple swaps that can be done quite affordably, and they're really kind of small transitions, I guess, if that's something that you're wanting to do, is work towards a more sustainable lifestyle, a more environmentally friendly lifestyle, and a much more conscious way of living. Then continue watching. Let's get into it. Okay, these glasses are causing a bit of trouble, aren't they? But anyway, that's okay. So like I said, these are really simple swaps. They're nice small steps to a transition to reducing your waste in daily life. So the first one I wanted to talk about is a pretty simple one, and I think this one is one of the ones that most people are trying to do or working towards doing these days, and that is a water bottle. Pretty simple. Basically the ocean has islands of plastic floating in it, and I think this is a really significant time in humanity's history in terms of environmentalism and activism, and really consciously taking accountability as individuals when trying to work towards saving Mother Nature and trying to, I guess, in a way stop habits and ways of living and ways of consuming that have been happening for generations and generations. So water bottle is one of my favorite things. I always have it on me, and I find that cafes are really brilliant, or wherever it is that you're going, everyone's really happy and open to filling up your water bottle. It's just brilliant. I mean, I actually can't believe how many plastic water bottles I used to go through. This is one that really sits with me quite, well, they all sit with me significantly, I guess, these 5 easy swaps to reducing waste, but water is one that I'm absolutely so conscious of on a daily basis, because I try to keep my water intake really good, as I kind of notice that I'm quite busy, you know, in my life as a mama, in my life as a human, in my life as a employee. I'm moving around a lot, so hydration is super important. I guess that makes me really aware of how much plastic bottles I was using. This one's just from Ishka, I'm pretty sure. There are so many water bottles and so many amazing online stores now as well that are working towards sustainability, conscious living, minimalism. There's definitely a lot of variety, which is brilliant. My second one is food wraps. This one is large. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one that we have. There are lots and lots of different sizes. There are vegan food wraps, definitely. This one is covered in beeswax. Obviously not vegan. I do also follow a veganism lifestyle. In another video I talk about how everyone sits on a spectrum, I guess, in terms of lots of things in life, whether that be veganism, philosophy, minimalism, zero waste, whatever it is. Everyone's kind of sitting in their own spot. So even though I do consider myself vegan, I have beeswax wraps, although my best friend Lulu, who is also a vegan, has food wraps that are brilliant apparently that don't have beeswax on them, so they work really well also. This one was one of probably the first purchases that I made in working towards reducing my waste. We cook a lot, we have leftovers a lot, we have a lot of things that sit around in the fridge, either that we're going to finish the next day or that we've eaten and we're going to keep as leftovers. So we had a lot of Glad wrap in our fridge, a lot. So this is one of the first things that I tried to transition across to and get rid of Glad wrap, get it out of our house, and it is now gone. I would say these are actually one of my favorite reducing waste items. I just love them. I think regardless of what kind you get, they're all so brilliant. They work so well. They hold really brilliantly, so they keep things just as fresh, just as safe, just as sealed as Glad wrap would. Super easy to wash, which I love as well. So it's just a pretty simple bit of a scrub if you've got some stuff stuck to it that you want to get off, or just running it under some warm water. So yeah, brilliant. We've got about 15 of these, I reckon, all different sizes, probably going from about this size, which seems a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's actually super handy for things like half an avocado, half an onion, the small things that get left sometimes when you're cooking. All the sizes in between up to the super large size. So really brilliant, highly recommend. Definitely an easy, fun, colourful swap. Next is my I just bought two because I thought if I bring them all in, it's gonna look a bit much. These are two of my favorite keeper cups. This one, and I can't remember where I got it from actually, an online store. So if you'd like to know, leave a comment and I will track down where I bought it from. This, I think when I'm out and about, this gets charged as a medium. So I've also got a bigger one, which is a large. I've got a smaller one, which is from environmental non-for-profit organisation 1 Million Women. 1 Million Women set out to build a global movement of women and empower them to act on climate change through the way they live. So their website is 1millionwomen.com.au if you want to check them out. It's a really awesome organisation. Super sturdy keeper cups. Like, that thing has fallen and it has flown and it has survived. And this one I bought from, it was either Seed and Sprout or Flora and Fauna, which are two really great sustainable minimalism, zero waste websites. So this one is one of my favorite brands. They do quite a bit. It's called Ever Eco. Really awesome brand. They do lots and lots of different kinds of items, lots of things that you can take out and about with you or use at home. So this is my thermos. It keeps stuff warm for a really long time. Sometimes I can be out on the road and chatting to people for like 2 hours at a time, and I'll leave this in the car and then I'll come back and it'll still be warm. So I definitely, if you're someone that really likes to enjoy like herbal tea or green tea, any sort of hot drink whilst you're moving around and doing a fair bit throughout the day, this is absolutely brilliant. It stays hot. It is the best thermos, and just a really ordinary thermos. It's got like a simple top, and the seal goes on really well. I've never had a problem in terms of spilling it in the car or it's fallen over. This one I love. Cafes are just so welcoming and so inclusive. I've not really had a bad experience at any cafe that I've been to. Generally, I will have a tea or a coffee with me when I leave the house quite early in the morning if I'm doing so, and then by the time I get to wherever I'm going, which might be 2 or so hours later, I'll have another tea or maybe coffee. Not sure. Cafes, you know, I just say to them, I hope it's okay, I've already had one this morning, and they're so fine with it. I think most places that I go also give you 50 cents off for your hot drink. So yeah, they just rinse it out and remake you a new one and you get 50 cents off, which is like massive. So that's a good incentive as well. Super good for me because I drink soy, so very handy. The next one I'm going to talk about is this little package of goodness. Can you guess what it is? This is a reusable pad. So I might have bought this from a health food shop in Kingston called Unpacked. They have a really brilliant section for reducing waste and sustainability and all of that jazz. So reusable pads is probably something that I've only swapped to in the last maybe year or so, and this one is actually brilliant. I might do a whole nother video talking about womanhood and empowerment and connectedness to your body and your cycle. I'd really like to. It's something that I've really kind of grown and become much more passionate and connected to, I guess, since swapping to this. It's really lovely actually in so many different ways, but I think I'll talk about that in a separate video. So this one I became really aware of, I think, because we had our second child, and going through nappies again. I didn't do disposable nappies for either of our kids, and it's just something that I couldn't do for a number of reasons. I actually I think that's what made me start to think about myself and how I could do a little bit better in terms of reducing my waste. And so I looked into it, and I read somewhere that women on average use 12 to 16,000 disposable pads per year. Per year. Like our life isn't hard enough already. 12 to 16,000 pads in their lifetime, and they don't break down. That really made me much more aware of my waste and how I'm contributing to the increasing situation with waste and I wanted to be a little bit more holistic, I guess, in my awareness, which I still am growing every single day. There's things that I think about, there's things that I learn, there's conversations that I have with others that are making me aware of other ways that I can change and move forward and expand my ability to reduce waste and be gentle on Mother Earth. I definitely would encourage people, if it's something that you've been thinking about but you're a little bit hesitant, to perhaps have a look into, just have a bit of a research, jump online, ask on some Facebook pages perhaps, and kind of formulate your own opinion. I think we have so many ingrained, kind of conditioned attitudes and thoughts towards a woman's period and a woman's cycle, and often, you know, we don't question where those attitudes and underlying feelings about why we feel a certain way, you know, where have they come from. It's actually really wonderful, it's empowering, it's liberating, and it's really on so many different levels in terms of self and internalism and also externalism, and how what you're doing is affecting the world around you and how the world around you is affecting, you know, what's happening to yourself. It is quite pricey. When I first started out, I just bought 2 different sizes, and I thought I'll start slow, see how I go, and then, you know, you kind of build yourself up from there if that's what you choose to do. So I've really loved it. It's something I would definitely recommend, and it is an easy step to reducing waste. The next one that I want to talk about is these brilliant little bad boys. So these are called stasher bags, and I'm actually in love. Like, elevated my world, these have. I think we swapped over to not too long after we got rid of the Glad wrap in our house. I then started to think about, well, what can I do about Glad bags? They always used to irritate me, and I actually was one of those slightly crazy people that used to wash them out and let them dry in the drying rack, because I just hated, I mean, even before all of this awareness and kind of conversation and discussion started to really become a part of our daily life, I mean, Glad bags irritated me. Like, I just thought they were so ridiculous to use it once and then throw it out. It never felt right. So I found these. I think there's quite a few different kind of designs, a few different options in terms of what you can buy, but this is what I found brilliant for me. I mean, I just absolutely love them. They come in all different shapes, all different sizes, all different colors. You can freeze them, you can sous vide in them. Is that how you say it? Sous vide, I don't know, which I would never do, but it just shows like they are super resilient. So you can freeze them, you can dishwasher them. They're so brilliant, especially for kids. So these are quite pricey as well, but again, I think it's kind of changing your frame of mind and thinking about, why is it costing you more? What are you actually paying for? And what ripple effect is that having on your community, your society, your state, your country, and the world? So even though these are much more expensive, buying Glad bags, yes, it's more budget friendly, but it's definitely not more environmentally friendly. So this is something that you can build up slowly. I think I only just bought a couple to begin with, but this is definitely awesome, so worth the money, especially with kids and for myself. So we can, you know, fill these with blueberries, strawberries, or grapes, or whatever it is, chuck it in the freezer, you know, pre-make smoothie mixes with it, which I sometimes do. I used to pre-make my smoothie mixes in little Glad bags, so I'd set up like 10 of them all together and then just chuck that in the smoothie blender, and Bob's your uncle. So now I do that in these sometimes, but mainly they're just really brilliant for snacks on the road, on the go. They're really a thick material, they're very sturdy. Everything that I have bought and everything that I've spoken about is so sturdy, such good quality. I'm not sure if anyone's had bad experiences with purchasing things that are meant to be targeted towards reducing your waste, but I've definitely, everything that I've bought is made so well. It's made really top quality, and it's tried to meet all of those points of, you know, human rights, ethics, environmentally friendly, sustainable. So people are thinking really through a wide lens about the production of these items and the sustainability of these items. So, and that's, I guess, what your money is going towards, which is brilliant. I think the final one is my little smoothie, or I mean, you could use it for anything else, but the reason that I bought this was for my smoothies. Sometimes I'll get a smoothie out and about. I take this with me if I think that I'm feeling like a green smoothie one day. I've got a few spots around Hobart and Southern Tas that I like to go to and get a smoothie full of goodness. See, I don't know, what can you compare it to? My face? It's obviously quite big, super handy. So it's just like it's pretty much like the thermos almost. but this brand is Cheeky, which is a great brand. They make a lot of kids water bottles, adult water bottles, and I think they do lunch boxes and stuff. So it comes with a straw, which is brilliant, even though I have straws, but it's great that this one comes with a straw. It's a really sturdy lid, super excellent for chucking in the car and having a smoothie. All of these items are really my favorite top 5 items to reduce your waste, because they're things that I use definitely in my weekly life, if not my daily life, and they're absolutely things that I would be still using either plastic water bottles for, takeaway cafe cup, Glad bags, Glad wrap, yeah, I think, oh, and pads. So I absolutely use them frequently, and they are pretty easy to swap across to. I wouldn't say, you know, there's anything intensely overwhelming about kind of making those steps towards reducing your waste. These are definitely some really positive, nice, easy flowing steps that I would, yeah, recommend. And like I said, it is pricey, so it's something that you will kind of build up towards, and it'll take time. Try not to get frustrated. Remember to be really kind to yourself. I think to build up this entire collection of items, it's probably taken me, I mean, I've probably been building my collection up over, I don't know, a few years, definitely. And that's kind of really fantastic, because everyone's different and you do things when you're ready. Like, for example, with the reusable pads, I've only just recently bought them, and that's a change that I've made, you know, really recently, just in my 30s. Remember that every little tiny thing helps, for sure, hands down. Absolutely. Every time you make a choice to, you know, take your reusable cup in, take your water bottle out, whatever it is that you're doing, it is having a positive impact on the earth, on sustainability, on reducing your waste, and keeping Mother Nature healthy and happy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you did. I've really been looking forward to sharing this. I think these days there's so much conversation around, like I said, minimalism, reducing your waste, environmental debates, and activism and sustainability, which is brilliant, but sometimes it can be such a huge area of thought. It takes you into all different spaces of your life, how you live, who you are. It's not sometimes just as simple as, you know, swapping to Glad wrap, and I acknowledge that absolutely. These are kind of habitual things that we've been doing for such a long time, and then to start to question that and change, it can be hard. It's so rewarding and positive. It feels really, really good. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope some of my tips helped, and in sharing kind of my favorite swaps, that gets some people thinking and having conversations about, you know, what they might like to do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're really, really well in the world. Stay tuned for my next video. Okay, bye.